like some people you know. So, he was very quick. He was fast in things like this. Now, you say, well, what's wrong with that? You marry the girl you want to marry, never mind the rules that the Lord has set. We will learn this later on in spiritual warfare, but just a quick overview. The land of Canaan was inhabited by 7 people groups representing 7 spirits that are the enemies of the Christian life. It's in their name. Hittites, they are the spirit of fear and discouragement. The Amorites, they are the bitter, fierce-talking, judging, verbally negative, declaring spirits. The Canaanite spirit is the spirit of the lower instinct. It brings you to the level of the beast, the animal. The Perizzites are the careless, secure spirits. The Hivites are the spirits of vanity. They are the fantasizing, delusional spirits. The Jebusites are the spirits of pride and elevation, the spirit of superiority. And the Girgashites are the unclean, dirty, and spirits of perversion. The 7 spirits predominating the land of Canaan. And the Lord said, do not intermarry. And Judah does not listen. He was hard-headed. He goes off to pick up one of the girls in Canaan and disobeys the Lord. And this was a problematic family. It was not only the first who was disobedient to the Lord, but the second, because in the law of the Lord, when a brother who gets married is not able to bear children for himself, the brother next in line is supposed to perform his duty by marrying the widow of his brother so that the son born to the widow will bear the name of the brother who died ahead. And this was what Judah said to Onan, the second son, and Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, so it came about that when he went into his brother's wife, he wasted his seed on the ground in order not to give offspring to his brother. If you check the tense of the verb of Genesis 38, verses 1 to 11, in describing this was a continuous act. This was not a one-time act. Every time he slept with his brother's widow, he just enjoyed the sex but did not perform the duty to his brother. This displeased the Lord, so the Lord also took his life. So a second son killed by the Lord himself in Judas' family also. So this was just a very dysfunctional and disapproved family. Now, why did Onan do what he did? He was selfish. He did not want his inheritance reduced because the firstborn receives a double share, and since was firstborn, he knew that if he succeeds in causing Tamar to bear a son for his elder brother, his own share would be reduced. So the Lord kills him. Second son recorded in the Bible to have been killed by the Lord himself, belonging to Judas' family. So what did Judah do? He said to his daughter-in-law, Tamar, remain a widow in your father's house until my son, the third son, Shelah, grows up. For he thought, I am afraid that he too may die like his brother. So Tamar went and lived in her father's house. But there was a big problem. Judah never delivers Shelah to Tamar. Never. Now, I want you to appreciate this. In the Bible, women also had rights. And the right of a widow to have a child is one of the strongest rights given to women in the Bible. Because to be childless in the Bible was considered a curse. And Tamar was entitled to a child. But Judah, the father-in-law, does not deliver Sheila to Tamar, which gives us the second problem in the character of Judah. He had no word of honor. She promised Tamar that I will give you my son, but she never did. If you check Genesis 38, 12 to 16, considerable time had lapsed and nothing was happening. And so, Tamar devised a plan. She decided to take things into her hand by removing her widow's garments and covering herself with a veil. She wrapped herself and sat in the gateway of Enaim, which is on the road to Timnah, for she saw that Sheila had grown up and she had not been given to him. He had not been given to him as a wife. So there was a problem in the character of Judah, which led us to the third problem. Judah had no issue and no hang-up and no problem looking for call girls and prostitutes. That was just fine with her. So when Judah saw her, because Judah really intended to look for a harlot, to look for a prostitute, he thought that Tamar was a harlot or a prostitute because she covered her face and Judah did not recognize her. And so Judah comes to her and says, "Here now, let me come into you." For he did not know that this was her or his daughter-in-law. Now, look at the machination and the plan of Tamar. She said, "Okay, sir, what will you give to me that you may come into me?" In other words, how much will you pay me? He said, "I will send you a kid or a goat from the flock." But of course, at that time, he did not carry the goat with him or the kid. And so she said, "Okay, give me a pledge until you send the goat and I will return to you the pledge, the insurance, the guarantee." Okay, Judah said, "I leave with you my seal, my cord, and my staff. You can keep it until I redeem it with the kid." And so they had physical relations, and Judah went home. She arose and departed and removed her veil and put on her widow's garments again, which led us to, the fourth problem. But before the fourth problem, the pledge. What was the pledge? The pledge was the seal. This is the seal, the cord, and the staff. The seal is your important imprint. This was what they used when there were contracts in order to confirm that this was a solemn contract. They would seal it with a personal seal, and Judah had his personal seal. So there is no other person in the universe who had his seal, so it was really known to be Judah's seal. And the staff also was given. Okay. Which led us to the fourth problem. What is this fourth problem? Still, we are in Genesis 38. When it was time for him to deliver the goat or the kid, he sent somebody to look for that woman. And this is the report that came back, or this was the narrative of the search for that woman. He, the messenger or the one who was sent, asked the men of that place, "Where is that temple prostitute who was by the road at Enaim?" Because Judah told the guy who was going to deliver the goat, "I went into the town and I had a one-night stand with a temple prostitute. Temple prostitute. Not just a prostitute. Temple prostitute. In other words, they were worshiping other gods. And to Judah, it was not an issue. It was more than just fornication. It was more so idolatry. Because Corinthians says, when you join your body with a prostitute, you are one with her. So if she worships Molech or Baal or whoever, you join with her, then you also become, in effect, in spirit, also a worshiper of that idol that she was worshiping. And it was not an issue to Judah. He said, just look for the temple prostitute. I had a one-night stand with a temple prostitute.